Welcome to everyone in Africa and around the world. This is Love, Truth, and Peace. I am your host, Dr. Melody Harris Barrow, coming to you live from Miami. And welcome to my guests. We'll be right back. Welcome once again. This show was created to equip nations and people with the knowledge and tools they need to improve, create, build, prosper, and change their environment so that they can effectively lead to a better future. Today's topic, End SARS, how Nigeria's youth found their voice. And to discuss, I would like to introduce our special three guests with us today. Aguntoyimbo Stephen Yinka, and Ambassador Umujede Africa Man, and Mrs. Okama Brooke. Welcome to all of you. I am so blessed to have my young people on my show today. The sadness about this is that this is not really good news. It is with great sadness that our in Nigeria died, that our young people died in Nigeria, sorry, of horrific deaths. And we need to talk about that today. Actually, Lagos, Nigeria, Nigerian security forces opened fire Tuesday, October 20th, at a demonstrations in Lagos against police brutality, hitting several people, according to witness, in a major escalation of the unrest that has gripped the country for 2 weeks at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos, Nigeria. According to Amnesty International, shortly before, listen to this, shortly before the shooting, CCTV cameras were allegedly removed from the toll gate, so they knew what was coming. My question to my guests, did you know they were coming at that point? So let's get started. I want to welcome all of you once again. I love you all, and I love my children in Nigeria. I just love you guys, the youth. And I've always worked for the youth. Was always there for all of you. So I want to start with Stephen. Stephen, how are you today?
I'm super good, super good, always super good, and
Yes.
this is just like a week countdown to the massacre of these bright Nigerians that were killed, and this is still a moment, still a sober reflective moment, and for Nigerians, a lot of drama happened today, and in Nigeria, and I love the oneness among young people, giving it back to them, giving it back to the to I call them the greedy old generations. And for me, it's a sad thing that a means of this very painful, very sorrowful period of time that we are in, that there's still some kind of leaders who are still coming out to still follow shadows. You know,
Yeah.
there's no sign of empathy. So for me, I think it's just um, young people, I'm so proud of young people. That's just the word I can use. There's
Yes,
oneness, there's one voice among them this time around. Yeah.
exactly. Let's welcome Africa Man. How are you? I know they're having some difficulties in Nigeria when it comes to the internet. They're making it very difficult for the young people to communicate with the world. So this is one of the problems. Actually, Mr. Africa Man, he's using a generator in order to be on this show. But let's take out the time to explain to the audience and to really show the audience. Actually, I want to show the audience what's going on in Nigeria, because oftentimes we are not really communicating, or we don't get the information as what's going on in Africa, especially those that live in this region. So let's take this time to watch some of the things that that is going on right now in Nigeria. These videos happened this past Tuesday actually, and I just want to show you some few videos here.
Record this. Get this one. Bring here. Wait first, wait, just wait. Make it enter first.
Make it enter. See those people that police shoot in Nigeria police station, Naija. That's them.
Hold the leg. Let me hold on, yes.
That's the people police shoot in Nigeria, Naija. Sorry. That one can see that one.
Just tell me your name, please.
My name is Ukbono.
Obi what?
Ukbono.
Obi
Ukbono.
Ukbono.
I'm from Akwa Ibom.
Okay. Your name is Ukbono?
Yes.
You're from Akwa Ibom?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 22 years.
22 years old.
Yes.
Where were you shot?
In my bum and my leg.
In your bum and your leg?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
That's what's happening in Nigeria. I want us to go back from the time that this protest started. I know it didn't start on October 20th, this past Tuesday. When did this all come about? When is it, as a young man, Stephen, when is it that you guys decided, all of you, to say enough is enough? And before you answer, those of you that are watching this show, please, I need you to share this. You know why? I need this show to go international, globally, because honestly, those of us that's living in this region, in Latin America, the Caribbean, in the United States, we're not aware really of what's going on. And this is why I am bringing this to the forefront. You're not going to see it in Fox. You're not going to see it in CNN. You're not going to see it in the local news. So this is why we're bringing this information to you. If you're watching the show, share it with your friends, share it with everyone, because this needs to be visible. Go ahead, Stephen. I need to know, the audience needs to know what happened. Why did the young people finally decided we are going and we are going to make this visible to the world? Go ahead. I can't hear you. You have it's on pause. It's on mute. Yeah, you're on mute. We can't hear you. You're still on mute. Did you hear the question, Africa Man? Did you hear that question?
Please come again, ma'am.
Yes. When is it that this started? When is it that the young people decided to, oh, he's back. When is it that the young people decided enough is enough? We are going to protest. When exactly did this start? Stephen, you can answer, and then we'll go to.
Sorry, the The line is breaking.
Yes.
I'm really
Stephen,
sorry. The
can
line
you
is
hear me?
breaking. Can't hear you clearly. It's breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Stephen,
hear
can you
you,
hear
man.
me? Yes. You can't hear
Well,
me?
I just think that this is just an accumulated aggression. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
The lines are
Yes.
breaking.
Go
The
ahead.
lines are breaking.
I think this is just an accumulated aggression
Mhm.
between the younger generation and the older generation, because young people felt like they've so much disappointed us a lot of time, all the time they've failed us in terms of education, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of health, in terms of basic amenities that a lot of young people should have, in terms of job creation. You know, these so-called leaders has failed this generation. And I think that these young people came out with a very great intention. And if you check from the background of what has happened during the protest and during the start of the protest, what happened from the start of the protest, if you're so aware that these young people came out in one piece and in one voice. And this at the time that I heard that the spokesperson to the president, Mr. Femi Adesina, came out in the media and said to us in the media, "Oh, these young people are still going to get tired, and
Yes.
they're still going to get tired, and they're going to go." Yeah. So they're greedy, they're just looting. And he even still spoke about people still coming to loot, that the old protesters, people who came out that you saw at Lekki Tollgate, these are educated set of people. These are people who are more educated and have basic knowledge of education. And I know quite a number of them from the Nollywood industry, from the IT industry, from all of the industry that you can ever mention. And so he blackmailed them, saying that these young people are people who are looting. And
Right.
the government are just looking for a way out to just blackmail um, or blackmail or label this peaceful protest with a
Right.
good agenda. They are just scared. You know, they didn't think that the protest was going to go out this direction. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
for me, I think it's the right path in the right direction.
Right.
And they tried all their best to take young people out of the street. But I can tell you what happened today, this morning, is still to tell you that young people have a great voice in oneness. Desmond Elliott, who happens to be one of the Nollywood actors in Nigeria, came out this morning to call all the protesters, young protesters, professionals, you know, fathers of families, you know, top billionaires and millionaires, and young people who are representing the interests of Nigeria and the international community, and he called them children. And I remember that when young Nigerians came after him, he deleted his account on Twitter. So, so it's to tell you that, see, young people have a key role to play in national development. As
Yes.
for me, I always love to use the word revolution, you know, and the revolution is now. Revolution is not always all about carrying cutlass and fighting.
Right.
Revolution is also for young people to take on the baton of leadership by themselves, for themselves, and take up the leadership that we all expect and we all dearly expect in Nigeria.
Very good. Okama, I would like for you, because many of us, I just discovered about SARS, honestly, when Africa man mentioned it to me. I did not know. Again, okay, she got cut off. They're cutting off the internet for those that's on this program, as you can see, Stephen. So I think, let's see, she's coming back. Let me see if I can grab her, because she's in Nigeria. Hi, Okama. I would like for you to explain to our audience, because some of us have never heard of SARS. So could you break that down for us and let us know what, the definition of SAR, what does that mean? And who are they? We cannot hear her. Oh, wow.
Hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Great. Thank you for having me on your show. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Actually, SARS stands for Special Anti-Robbery Squad. And this is a unit of the Nigerian, a unit of the Nigerian police force. And this unit is basically is established by law to help with, providing security, safety and security in the country. But what has been happening in the last few years is that SARS was actually targeting, instead of providing protection, SARS became an arm of the police that was actually targeting young people. Targeting young people in the sense that if there are young people going out in the night or even during the day, and these young people are with, gadgets, electronic gadgets, or, they're looking a certain way. Maybe, some creative ones have dreadlocks or are dressed in a certain way. They become a target. So they'll get stopped by the police, and they'll be questioned, and the gadgets to be taken away, or they'll be asked for, bribes to be let go, or, just different atrocities being committed against young people mostly. Right. So this has, and in fact, had a number of incidents where young people were actually killed in the line of this questioning and, being attempts to be arrested. And so protests, right, sort of silent protests, have been ongoing since last year. And in fact, July last year, there was a call for disbanding of SARS. But really nothing happened until just this year, when a number of incidents took place and young people lost their lives. So it was after the lockdown, more incidents were happening, and then on top of that, the economy was just going. The cost of living increased. Petrol, right, price, food. To get food was, becoming very difficult. A lot of people have lost their jobs, and so many very high youth unemployment in the country. And so, young people now started the discourse about how do we, protect at least our young people in a country that is being governed lawlessly. Right. The police that are supposed to be protecting the young people are now the ones, killing them. And then on top of that, we were experiencing cases of rape, increasing cases of rape and sexual and gender-based violence against women and girls. And so there has been...
Okay, she got disconnected. Do you want to continue? Because what I need to find out is when, Stephen, when is it that the SARS began to abuse their own young people in Africa? When did this start?
What's the question again?
When is it that this started in Africa? I'm sorry, in Nigeria, when SARS, it was initiated for one purpose, and then it switched over, as Okama was saying. But here she is. She's back, so she can continue. Okay. Go ahead. Continue. Yes. Okay.
So actually, the whole thing, the protest itself started the 12th of October, where, we've been mobilizing, behind the scenes, doing social media collaborations and putting out messages, end SARS messages, and the walk actually went out on the 11th. Because in Abuja, the young people went out and they were peacefully protesting, with placards, holding Nigerian flags, singing the national anthems, holding hands, and just, calling on the government to do something about SARS, to ban SARS. And so the 12th of, actually the 11th itself, here in Abuja, there was a group that tried to go and protest in front of the police station, and they tried to disband them. And we actually had cases where police vehicles were, chasing the protesters down down the streets. We could hear them, we could see some of them, and they were, throwing tear gas at the crowd, and they were, shooting, but in the air, shooting into the air to disperse the crowds. Then that was on the Monday, and then on the Tuesday, the same incident happened at Lekki Toll Gate in Lagos. The unfortunate thing about Lekki Toll Gate is that, it's an enclosed area, and they were barricaded in from both ends. So on the one side, the security forces had barricaded the toll gate, and then on the other end, there were the hoodlums who were already, in the place, ready to attack the protesters. And so when the shooting started, and we're still trying to find out who actually gave the order for the shooting to happen, because it was a huge crowd, and the youth, protesting youth, were underneath. Some were sitting down, some were standing, but they were peacefully protesting. It was very well organized. So we're still trying to figure out who actually gave the order for the shooting. Whether it's into the air, we're not sure. But the fact that shots were actually released into the crowd at Lekki Toll Gate is one of the things that we're all crying about. And because of that shooting, a number of young people lost their lives that night. I can't give you exact numbers because it's still being contested. But many lost their lives, many were injured, and some are still being treated in the hospital. And as we speak, we are raising funds to help those that have been affected. So that has been the trigger, the trigger now to where there's been anger in the community, people calling out the government to really end SARS. SARS has been disbanded now. The president did disband SARS. However, those that were disbanded from SARS were now brought in for reorientation to go into the SWAT team. So there's a new SWAT team where they're, providing trainings for the police officers to, be better prepared to do a better job. However, the youth and the whole Nigerian community is saying that it's not enough to take one group of people from one arm of the police force into another one. There should be a process of dialogue. There should be investigation into what has happened. There should be, an alignment with the call for ending SARS, but also ending bad government, coming up with a strategy for good governance in the country. Because as Stephen was things have been brewing under the surface, and we've just had enough. And there's so many smart, talented, creative, very intelligent young people that can be part of the governance structure of the country. And so that is basically what we are asking for. And so we were very dissatisfied with the response of the president. The president did come out. The incident happened, on the Tuesday. The Lekki Toll Gate massacres happened on Tuesday. People were waiting for the president to come out and say something. He did on the Thursday, and his response was unsatisfactory. It was very, very vague.
Yeah, and really, I saw the response. I heard the response, and it was very vague. And one of the things I want to mention to all of you that are watching this show,
Doctor,
is that
Doctor.
Yes.
I wanted to bring an interface to
Yes.
The clearer picture of what happened, the drama that happened at the Lekki toll gate.
Okay. And then we're going to bring
before
this
now,
Africa man in. He didn't get a chance to say anything yet, but go ahead.
Okay, before now, if you read the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and this which you found that the elites, a lot of I found a lot of my friends, a lot of like a team of lawyers, close to 500 of them who were doing free legal consultation for everybody who were arrested in any part of the country.
Okay.
And according to the law, it's like a sabotage for you. It's not even like a sabotage. It's even not. It's not constitutional for you. See that there's a person who is holding a flag, and you shot at the person. Everybody they were all prepared for this coming. They knew this was coming. You know, I remember that Femi Falana's son, what's his name? Fast the bad guy, who is a lawyer, and had said that every one of them knew that they were coming because they said that there was going to be a curfew, you know, and they didn't know that the governor, who was trying to be like the nice guy, was going to turn his back at them. And the first thing, if you know that this thing was a deliberate act that was done for these young people, at first, what you did was that you deploy the military to come. And the question we're asking, who deploy the army to come to the venue? That's the first thing. Second one, in the morning, the CCTV cameras were losing up from that location. That's number one. Number two, if you get to Oriental, the destination of where this toll gate is, there's a billboard owned by the son of the former governor, which is the elder statesman, which is the big man that caught the shot in Nigerian politics. Owned. That gives a reflection to the background of where the protest was. It was shut down. And I remember that when people went at him, which is the son of this politician, he said that order was given to him by the government. And people at the venue, which I have a lot of reporters, my reporters who were at the venue of this protest, said that people were chanting the Nigerian national anthem at the protest with the Nigerian flag. Both the small flag and the small flag, the big flag and the small flag. At the protest, there was order given by the commander to shoot at everybody who were at the location.
Right.
Some people dispatched, people ran away, people waited there at the protest. But you see that they were not shooting at the air. The light was off. So you see that people were running. There was chaos in it. There was chaos among them at that period. Because the lights were, you know, when you're in the darkness, you don't know who is going to attack you.
Exactly.
So it was a deliberate attempt. So at that time, most of the eyewitness, I guess I brought one of the eyewitness on the show that I had last week. The eyewitness that was there said that the military that were there did like a clean job. Do you understand what I'm saying? People that were shot, some people are still missing till date. Some families are still looking for their family, their loved ones till date. But the governor is saying to us the second day, people didn't die. But this same dude came on CNN to tell a little bit truth, to say that, only 2 people died.
Yeah, I saw more than, I saw like 10 videos. Yes.
Yeah, and then after it, which was a week after, they said, okay, let us clean the city. The city was cleaned, thoroughly cleaned by 3 agencies. One, the LOMA, the Lagos State Waste Management, cleaned that vicinity. Second, the civil society came together, which is the young people who say, let us clean the city, the mess that happened within this period of time.
Right.
They clean up the city. But the Jamboree set of governors and the former governor of Lagos State, who is now the Minister of Power, came and, are we dumb young people? And then you said you found a camcorder on the place that was thoroughly cleaned by 3 different people, that it was like an evidence of what happened at the protest.
Right.
You know, the Nigerian politics is, and they are not sympathetic. Even the governor came, the former governor, who is the elder statesman, came out to say that, see, you know, there was no sign of empathy. Even from the president's speech, there was no sign of empathy. There was no sign of sympathy. There was nothing like that. But for me, I think that, and you can still see One of their boy who came out this morning to still say that we're all children that came to protest, you know. And I love the power of social media as much as they gave it back to him and they disassociate his account. So for me as a person, I think that, you know, let us be reasonable with the situation of what is going on in this country. It's a jamboree. Young people want these old kind of leaders who have ruled us continuously and still giving it back to them. These same people, their wife is in government, their children are in government, their cousins are in government, and it's a generational wealth and a recycled leadership within the same set of kind of families who rule Nigeria as a country.
That's right. I totally agree with you because but there's I want to take a turn here because I noticed something is going on in the world today. I noticed that this is not just happening in Nigeria. This is also happening in the world when it comes to people of African descent. You can go to Panama, it's happening. You can come to the United States, it's happening. It's almost like there's an agenda in the world in order to kill and murder and brutally beat our children of African descent. Now that Mr. African Man is on, tell us, what have you experienced during these last 2 weeks, especially on October 20th? Let us know. Tell me what's been happening. What has been your experience during this time?
Yeah, I wish to apologize for the breaking transmission all this while. Well,
Yes.
that day is a sober day. It's a day that should be declared as a mourning day for all Nigerians and even Africa at large. Nigerian youths who were on their forefront staging the need for change were killed, injured mercilessly. They were taken as animals at the upstage, which was what Prophet Fela has earlier prophesied, that sorry to say, zombies will be directed to kill their own blood just for the sake of obeying orders. So that day, 20th October 2020, is a day that Fela words were fulfilled. If he prophesied this long ago and they came to pass. So it's really a painful day that the Nigerian government has not given consent to what it takes to be human lives, or let me say, assent to what it takes to protect the citizens, not even providing for the citizens, not providing for the citizens, just to protect the citizens. If the Nigerian government has failed to that fact, and it's really a pain for us revolutionaries, because we need a better life for Nigerians, and we need a Nigeria that should act for Nigerians. So that 20th October 2020 is a painful, memorable day for Nigerians at large. So I really wish to say that this movement is not relenting despite that massacre. And I will pray that this show, which I believe will connect the international community, will give us justice for those people, and also pave a way for us to have a new Nigeria that we care for Nigerians. That will pave way for promising leadership that we care for Nigerians. We need a government that will see Nigerians as their priority. They are not leaders, they are our servants, and they should serve us promisingly. But unfortunately, the reverse is the case, and we are not going to let that be. We are going to walk. We're not going to leave the streets. We are not going to put aside any legal function, but we are going to put in place everything. Like this show we are on is a promising effort to ensure justice is given to those massacred in 20th of October 2020, and it's going to be a justice for all those that have been killed by police. Let me say the SARS unit of the police, even that of the army and other security operatives that have illegally taken the lives of promising Nigerian leaders.
Yes.
So that's all I have to say for the time being. I will be communicating more on the show as the show goes on.
Right. Thank you. I want to take a pause here and show another video of what's happening in Nigeria, especially on October 20th. We'll never forget this day, October 20th.
Never.
We'll never, ever forget it.
Not at all.
Relax. Can you lift your second leg, or should I help you? Hold on. Sorry. He was shot before he died before I could get him out. Yeah. That's life. That's what's happening here now.
This is what's happening in Nigeria. And this is not happening from outsiders, but from the very government in Nigeria. Okama, I would like to ask you this question. And it's because I think it's important that we all unite. What is it that the other African countries are saying and doing? Is there any support at all from your neighboring African brothers and sisters?
Yes, there's been quite a number of supportive messages that are coming in from neighboring countries and government. And our networks as well have been very supportive, informal networks. However, we feel that there's not a strong enough call for justice and for investigation to really take place. Because if there was a strong enough call from African governments to the Nigerian government, we believe that the president should have come out by now to offer words of condolence, words of kindness, and sympathy to the families whose young ones' lives were taken away from them. So we are hoping and still putting out a call to the regional governments, to the international community. In fact, the international community has been very, very responsive. There were messages coming from the European Union, from bilateral donors, but the government has actually not responded yet positively to those calls. So we believe that the discourse that has started can be continued with support of the coalition of youth into the reform process of the Constitution. We believe from a policy perspective that pressure needs to be put on for young people's voice to be integrated into the ongoing review of the Constitution. So that is one thing that we are calling out. Thank you very much, Dr. Barrow, for having us on this show, for giving a voice, to the issue, to the international community. We hope that we will be supported to ensure that the voices of young people can be reflected into the Nigerian Constitution in the reform process, so that all of the recommendations of the young people can be seriously planned, implemented, monitored, and evaluated. Because I think one of the shortfalls of the government has been the lack of accountability. There's no transparency in the governance of the country, and therefore, when you don't have transparency, you don't know what is going on. There's no mechanism for accountability, and so things get done, and it just gets shoved under the carpet. We have short historical memory, and so they're thinking that after some time, all of this will just be forgotten because everybody goes back to trying to earn a livelihood. But no, we're saying that enough is enough, and that is the campaign we're running. Enough is enough. Young people need to be the perspective needs to be incorporated into our constitution, into the policy, and young people should be supported to be part of the electoral process come 2023. There need to be young people in government that are able to, be part of the leadership, be part of the rulership of this country. Right. Because if you don't have young people speaking for the issues affecting young people at the policy level, we're not going to see change for a very long time. And so this is some of the things that we would like to, really continue to get the support of the international community to be able to, talk to the government to ensure that, the Electoral Act is revised in time to ensure the participation of young people in the politics, in the governance of our country. We also want the international community to please allow the social media bill to be openly discussed and taken out.
Because let me ask you something, because we're almost running out of time. When you speak about the international community, who are you talking about? Stephen, I need you to answer that question. When we're talking about the international help from the international community, who are we talking about?
We're speaking to the United Nations, the World Bank, not the World Bank, but international community, the African Union, the EU, the European Union, and the key stakeholders who are not partisan, like the United Nations, the World Bank, and the major international community that works on that regulate any key topical issues on governance and regulate governance affairs. Amnesty International.
But let me just say this. You have yourself on mute. I need to dissect this because you're asking for help to the very people that's oppressing you. Don't tell. First of all, let's go back. When did this start? You said I'm going to go back and forth with you guys now. Okama, when exactly did this start with SARS abusing the young people? What did you say? Did you hear me?
Oh, SARS abuse has been. Okay. Yes, SARS abuse has been ongoing.
Give me a year.
SARS
just give me
since July last year.
No. I'm talking about the abuse.
Hello, can you hear me?
On young people. When did this start? When did this start?
2019. 2019.
Just last year, you guys have been experiencing the abuse of SARS? Is that what you're saying?
Since last year, where it was actually
away your phones. Africa Man, it started last year, right? Unmute, please. Unmute.
You want me to unmute?
Yeah, I need you guys to unmute because I'm asking you questions. I need to find out.
Yes.
Okama said it started last year with the abuse of SARS towards the young people. So it's not even a year that this started. So you guys just started the protest when? 2 weeks ago. Is that correct? Well, I need to clarify that.
Like I said, the protest is an accumulated struggle, and which a lot of people have taken online. I've gone online. It has been a consistent.
I just want that answer. When did it start? She said 2009.
Well, going on the streets, protesting physically started this year, which is some few weeks back.
Right, but it's because of the abuse of SARS, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now you are asking for international help. Now, they have been around for how long? The United Nations, the AU, all these institutions. What is the AU saying right now? The African Union, what are they saying? Okama, what are they saying?
That's a tough one.
Okay,
That's
you're
a tough
saying
one.
nothing. Are they saying anything? Are they out there saying this has to stop? Are they calling the government of Nigeria? Are they saying this has to stop now? Are they saying anything? Yes or no? No.
That's
No.
not really.
Not
Not
really.
really.
So the
Not
United
really.
States knew of this. They know everything that's going on in the country. You guys are asking the very people that's oppressing you for help. Let me just say what CNN said to another situation in Nigeria. Why is it they said, well, what's going on in Nigeria? Why is it, there was a reporter asking, why is it that this is going on and we're not doing anything? You know what they said? That's not our concern. So what's happening is that you're asking for international help, but the international help is not going to come because the international help is also causing what is happening in Nigeria and the whole of Africa. The thing is that when you talk about being colonialized, they're still implementing a whole lot of things in Africa. So we have to be real with each other, because I have watched video with a young man's foot that was cut off. I have watched videos, horrific videos, and it's shown. So I can't even show those videos here because it's so graphic. My point is, you think that the international community is not watching what is going on in Nigeria? You think that the international community is not watching what is happening in Africa? Yes, they are. They are watching, they are here listening to what's happening in Nigeria. But let me tell you something. There is an agenda also, not only in Nigeria, but in the world when it comes to people of African descent. That is the problem. This is in America, this is in Panama, this is in Jamaica, and it has gotten to the point now where this is not about white and black. This is an agenda to wipe out our young people. You are the future. They don't want you to have the future. So this is my point now. I am saying this. All the young people in the world that are listening to this show, all of you need to unite. All of you need together. This is not a Nigerian problem. This is not a Nigerian problem. This is a problem that is happening all over the world, no matter where I go. This is happening in my country, in Panama. You go to Cologne, they're being abused, they're being killed. You go to all these, look at Brazil, they're killing our young people in Brazil on a daily basis. So this is not Nigeria. This is global. So what is the international community doing? Nothing. So what do you have to do? I understand that you can be 35 years old and be qualified to be president of your nation. So that's the direction that you need to be in. You need to get into the system there in order to protect yourself. And there are other things that has to be done. So my point to you, Stephen Okama, an Africa man, is the fact that you have to have an agenda. There is about 33 million, over 33 million young people, Okama, in Nigeria. That is amazing. You have the power. That's what they are afraid of. The Nigerian youth have the power. And if you don't use that power, they are going to continue to do what they are doing. I'm so happy that I have had you guys on the show. The world needs to know what is happening, not just in Nigeria, but in the world. And I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to close. I'm going to start with Africa Man. Please, in closing, what would you like to say to the people in Nigeria, to Africa, and the world? Go ahead.
Please, can you come again? Can you hear me?
We're going into closing. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to conclude. What would you like to say
Hello?
to the young
Can
people
you
in
come again, please?
Nigeria? And what would you like to say to the young people in Nigeria and the world? What would you like to say?
Yeah.
My submission to young
First,
people in Nigeria is
first,
that get ready for 2023 and sorry, 2013. Get ready for 2013. Sorry, 2023. Sorry, get ready for 2023. Go out and get your voters card, and get ready to vote young people with the interest of the nation, and have a leader that have the focus and have the interest of Nigeria at heart. Everybody go out en masse, get your voters card, and let's create that revolution with our voters card.
In conclusion, what would you like to say to the young people in Nigeria and the world?
There is power. There is power in the young people. So we need to organize that. We need to pull it together, and we need to spread it in love, kindness, and empathy. Young people around the world, we should be together doing this, because today it's affecting Nigeria, tomorrow it's going to be another country, and that's how it goes around. But together, if we are well organized and we're vocal, telling our stories and acting on it, and taking measures to ensure that we elect the right people in different positions, we're going to be able to achieve this goal. So to all my peers around the world, hear us and take action, because together we can do this. Thank you.
Africa Man, would you like to conclude?
Mama, yeah, yes. In conclusion, we would like to tell the Nigerian, they are not just Nigerian Africans, and they should know that whatever is happening in Nigeria is happening in other African countries. And I want to propose to them that there is what we're hoping to get, the United States. If the United African States under our auspices, there's what we're going to call full freedom for African people. All this nonsense, all these rubbish acts of these leaders will stop. So if we are going to walk towards this line, as my brother has said, 2023, we are not just going to project young people. We are going to get patriotic young people. And how can we get that? We need like minds. You cannot just say, this is a young man, he's 35 years, he's going for the presidency, he's going for whatever position. There is need for like minds to explore for Nigerians. There's need for us to re-educate Nigerians or Africans we found to like minds. And after we are sure of them, then we can project them or groom them to become our patriotic leaders who can serve the future, who can no longer betray African people or betray Nigerians in particular, who can spell out what we call patriotism and nationalism for Africa and her people, who can give Africa to those in diaspora, the home to them in Africa, who can create a better environment for them, who can attend to Africa for Africans. No to external interference. No need for you, if Africa is really working, there's no need for the United Nations to come in. We should be able to address our problems. We should be able to solve our issues. We should be able to get it right. But unfortunately, we have bad people as leaders. So if the African youth can young leadership, not just young leadership, patriotic young leadership, that's the only way we can get it right. So I'm telling parents, I tell you to groom have to become patriotic. There's no way you're going to end the whole world and not live with it. You're going to leave the world with nothing. You know the word nothing, and you know there's the only thing is a legacy. So our African parents should groom our African children in the limelight of patriotism, so that they can serve Africa for Africans and not serving Africa as a platter of gold for the imperialists.
Yes.
So my watchword is patriotism. Let's build patriotism.
Very good. Thank you very much. I would like to thank all three of you for being here on my show, Love, Truth, and Peace. This is Dr. Melody Harris Barrow, and may God bless all of you in Nigeria and in Africa, because again, Africa Man said it very well. This is not just in Nigeria, this is in Africa. And this is why there's a large silence. There's a silence from many leaders, because this is happening also in other African countries. May God bless all of you, and thank you. Good night.
Thank